Dear friends, it's been a bit of a strange week here, as I'm sure it has been in your household, as we get accustomed to this new reality that social distancing invites us to. We have been busy at St. Isaac's trying to imagine ways to figure out what technology can help us to stay in touch with you, to continue to build and live community, to be together a people who follow the Lord who leads us to the promised land, who leads us to safety. Throughout this busyness, and before I move on, I'd like to thank all those who, in one way or another, have contributed to this. Our parish team here, many volunteers who behind the scenes sort of work tirelessly to sort of make things happen and help us be in touch with each other. Throughout this busyness, I've been also offering Mass on a daily basis for you, for your families, for those who help us stay through this challenging time, healthcare workers, people who provide essential services here and there in our community. The Mass I've been praying most often is a votive Mass, a Mass for a particular context, intention, or situation, which is known as a Mass in time of plague or epidemic, appropriate for the time we are living. It calls on God's healing power, His saving power, to be our safeguard, to be our safety. The Gospel, interestingly, is that of the healing of Simon Peter's mother-in-law, about which many kind of corny jokes have been made over time, and I'm not going to impose those on you right now, because I think they obfuscate something that's important. Simon Peter's mother-in-law was healed and returned to service. We are healed, restored by the Lord, so that we too may be able to serve God first of all. We serve Him in worship, in prayer. And these days that worship takes different forms as we are physically distant from one another, but are invited to be in close spiritual communion with each other as well. On that note, I'd like to remind you that Sunday morning we will be celebrating the Mass for the fourth Sunday of Lent here at St. Isaac's, and we will be live streaming it live, obviously, on Facebook. You can find us on our Facebook page, and throughout the day, if you desire to watch us a little bit later and join us in prayer, not just watch us, you can find us still on our Facebook page or at our YouTube channel. We are also called to serve one another, as Simon Peter's mother-in-law did, to serve one another by remaining in touch with each other, by being attentive in particular to those who are alone, isolated, reaching out to them, a phone call, an email, FaceTime, or Skype, to serve those who in our community are struggling economically at this time. As we come to church, let us to pray personally as the church is open from 10 to 7 every day. Let us remember the poor, and if we are able to, make a contribution to our St. Vincent de Paul Society. Dear friends, let us place our trust in the Lord. Let our prayers rise before Him. A reminder also of that prayer intention email address that we have created here, sijprayers@gmail.com, through which you can share with us your prayer intentions that we can bring to the altar of the Lord as we offer Mass on a daily basis, Father Tom and I. Let us continue to trust in the Lord. Let us continue our journey to this Lenten desert towards the celebration of Easter, knowing that the Lord draws life from even the most dire situation. May God protect you and bless you all.